OnePride podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And in today's show, we're going to go over Lions and Bengals injury report, latest rumors, and we're going to do some QA with you guys, where you guys run the show and do the mailbag segment. But before we get into today's video, if you could hit that subscribe button, we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. And we're at 91,409. So if you're watching this and not subscribed, I suggest hit that sub button so you don't miss out, because we're going to be live for the Lions and Bengals game. That's going to be at 4:25 p.m. on Sunday. With that said, we'll be live at 3:25. We always go an hour earlier for the Lions and Bengals. Let me do shout-outs to everybody in the chat. We got Daddy Rasheen in the building, The Smoke, Jonathan Anton, Dennis Titik. We got Lisa DeLorenzo, LM, Eric Palmu. Appreciate you, Hippo, in the building. We're going to be talking about Lions and Bengals. That's what we're going to get into. But before we do that, let's talk about the injury report for our beloved Detroit Lions and Cincinnati Bengals. And here is the injury report right now, folks. So the Lions, Zach Cunningham, he is going to be out in this game. Khalil Dorsey, out, not going to be playing. Alim McNeill, we heard from Dan Campbell, 50-50. He is out. Expect him to make his debut the following week in Kansas City. We got Sione Vaki out, dealing with a hamstring. Taylor Decker, he did not practice. This has been his norm. He will play on Sunday to protect Jared Goff. He hasn't been practicing, only been playing. Kirby Joseph practiced. He will play in the game on Sunday. Terrion Arnold, full practice as well. He will be playing in the game. Well, what about the old Cincinnati Bengals? Well, right now, questionable. We got Charlie Jones and Shamar Stewart, their defensive end, who they really needed to play in this game, is going to be out. So their depleted defensive line is going to be more depleted. So that's a big advantage for the Lions' offensive line, which has been absolutely stunning this year, just dominating. We'll see what happens. He says the audio is a little bit low. How about right there is a little bit better? There. We're going to go with that audio. I put it up. Maybe that's up. What is up? Steve Likings in the building. Tafka, he says, I'm in the house. NGC, what's up, guys? Says no trap game. Absolutely, I don't believe this to be a trap game. The Detroit Lions are not the Lions of old, and they're not some other teams as well, folks. The Lions don't look at any game as a trap game. They look at it as their next opponent, and that's the way they think they grind. They're not going to take Jamar Chase lightly. They're not going to take T.D. Higgins lightly. I mean, those are really good wide receivers. Now, I must say that I don't expect the Browns to beat us, but the Lions are not going to go in there thinking this is going to be an easy game. They're going to go in there thinking this is going to be a you know how they are. They look at every opponent the same way. They want to fight till the bitter end. They're not even going to give up. They will put up 40, and they'll keep putting up points. The problem when it comes to, what's up, Venom? The problem when it comes to the Cincinnati Bengals and our beloved Detroit Lions, it's not a problem for us, is how even if the Bengals, they go out there and Browning has an epic game, they're going to have to score on probably every single damn possession, because the Lions are going to freaking carve up that defense. David Montgomery, to me, is going to have a huge game. Start David Montgomery if you have him in your lineup. He's going back to Cincinnati, where he hasn't faced back there yet. And if you watch the Cincinnati defensive line, in the end, they were getting ran on in the middle. I fully expect David Montgomery to put up some massive-ass numbers on Sunday. Big numbers. I don't know how the Bengals can stop the Lions' offense. We can kill you in the ground, and we can kill you in the air. It's death by 1,000 cuts. So that's even if the Bengals have the greatest of offensive days. Their defense is just tough. I mean, for that, they suck. That's what I mean by tough. For them, it's tough. For us, it's going to be Swiss cheese. If we put up 27 offensive points against the number one defense and Myles Garrett coming after us and that whole damn defensive line, what do you think's going to happen against a team that's the 32nd ranked defense? Man, the Lions go to carve that ass up. That's what's going to happen. It could be an off day. The Lions could suck, but I don't believe that's going to be the case. The Lions don't look at any team as an easy game. And that's why they're successful. Because their head coach, Dan Campbell, who, by the way, I keep saying this, and I want to know what you guys think in the chat, should be head coach of the year. Why isn't he head coach of the year last year and the year before? Dan Campbell keeps these guys prepared as if every game is it's the Super Bowl or it's 0-0. They look at every game. That's why we don't lose back-to-back. It's why we tear teams up that are really bad. We still tear them up because that's what you're going to do. Dan Campbell prepares them. So, no, I don't ever even think there's going to be a down game. If the Lions lose or have a bad game, I just think it's they lose because they had a bad game and a bad day. I don't think it's because they weren't prepared. I don't ever think that any of this team even acts like that. Their whole players have that same mentality like Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? So if the Lions lose a game or get beat up like they did, every once in a while they get destroyed, right? We've seen it in Carolina a couple years ago. We've seen it in Baltimore 2 years ago. I don't think it has anything to do with preparedness. I think it would have to do with just bad day. Like when it comes to J-Mo and Jared Goff last week or a couple days, last week when they faced the Browns, I think it was just a bad day. I have zero to worry about those two. Why is that? Because I've already seen 2 years of them connecting. So it's just, okay, they had a bad day. And again, the Bengals, Shamar Stewart is out. And their defense really needed him in here. Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker is gonna give Jared Goff all the time in the world. And I just don't know how the Bengals are going to be able to stop that. I truly do believe that the Lions are becoming one of the most elite offensive lines. These young players, Mahogany and Ratledge, they look good. They're getting better and better and better, and it's great to see. And that's how you know things are good to go here. Gaviscon dropped me a comment that says, how many starters could we rest and still get the win? They're not going to rest starters. The Lions don't do that. They just don't. I'm hoping we can put a ton of points on them, and so we can rest a Jared Goff in the fourth quarter, rest some of these guys. I would like Kirby maybe to not play in this game just to rest up. I feel like we don't need him to play in this game. In my opinion, if you're dinged up, and I know that Dan Campbell's not going to do this, but this is what I would do. If you're dinged up, I just want to have you play in this game. I think that you could win this game handedly without Kirby Joseph. That's me personally. Lions, let's see. If you got questions, throw it in the comments. We're going to have some fun here. The Lions damn sure weren't going 15-2 because the two bozo coaches that left the Jets and Bears. And the smoke, here's the thing. The Lions look better without Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. I talked about this all last year. Aaron Glenn, I think he's a good defensive coach, but I didn't think he was the greatest in sliced bread. I thought that getting a new face in there, and I like Calvin Shep. I like him a lot. I thought that would be an upgrade. One thing I didn't like about Ben Johnson is he would outthink himself sometimes. You're not having that with John Morton. I like that. You don't need to outthink teams. If you're stronger running the ball, just run the damn ball. If you know you're going to beat them and David Montgomery's feasting that day, then just feature David Montgomery. Let him feast. Last week, Gibbs was feasted. The week before, David Montgomery feasted. I like how he does this. The hot hand, we're going to let you go. It's 3rd and 1, we're going to run the football. Damn. That's awesome. You get a trick play here and there. Okay, I don't mind it here and there. I don't want to see a lot, though, because we don't need to. Our team is so damn good offensively, we can beat you with all our 11 on offense. Our quarterback is elite, in my opinion, in the pocket. He's not going to be, but to me, he's like a Peyton Manning in the pocket. Our offensive line is looking like now probably the best in the NFL. Our wide receivers are amazing. Tight end's great. Even Brock Wright's great. Our running back's the best duo in football. It's like, how do you stop that? You know, it's just damn good. And I think that our coordinators are great. But it all comes from Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell deserves the credit. He deserves to be Coach of the Year. Period. He should have been Coach of the Year the last 2 years. They think he's a meathead, and they just automatically think he just did. But holy crap, what has he done to this organization? Do you see Tesla playing more on Sunday? I don't know, Ari Easel. They have been going really slow with Tesla, and it sucks. I want to see him more. I do. So maybe if the Lions are literally, they stack on him, maybe we could see some more if the Lions blow him out. I want to see Tesla more. I think you're right, dude. They're fine without Ben, Aaron. They are fine. That's the thing. They're fine. They're better. We're the number 1 ranked offense right now in the NFL. 33.5 points per game. Last year was 33.3. 33.7 is the highest in NFL history. With the Rams back in the turf days. We're 0.0 or 2% away from that. We definitely need everyone to play in this game. We don't need everyone, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't take for granted, but I feel like we don't need. They could if they wanted to rest Kirby, they could do it. The Lions will be fine. Mike, I agree. How they have been using work still. They change up to stop finally. Yes. I agree. I agree here, Danny. Morton doesn't get cute with the offense. Yes, he doesn't get cute. It's not cute, and I like it. It's power. I like power football, and it did feel like sometimes with Ben Johnson that he would get into the finesse. No, we need to be power. We're a power team. We will out-physical you. We will beat you. That's why we travel good. That's why a team that travels, because if you're a physical team and you can pound the rock and you just out-physical the team, you're going to win those games. And that's what we are. That's why we can win on the road. And let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Is this really going to be a road game for the Lions? I have a feeling half the crowd is going to be blue. Because Cincinnati ain't far away. And their tickets are cheap. And their team's not doing good. I can see I could see it probably being louder for the Bengals offense than the Lions. I will make a prediction. You're going to see as much blue as you do Bengal out there. I even thought about going to the game because the tickets are so damn cheap. And it's basically just a little bit farther. I heard Davenport may be back soon. I do not rely on Davenport at all. Lisa DeLorenzo. And here's the thing. To me, he's a luxury player. If we get him for a play, great. But I don't even count him on the roster. That's how I look at him. And I know that sounds terrible, but I knew he would get injured. I knew he'd get injured. It's just a matter of time. So before he comes back, I say he would be in a game for 3 quarters and then he'll get injured. So let's do the total over and under for games of Davenport when he does come back. I would say under 1 at 0.75. I'd take 0.75. He'll get injured by quarter 3. But, it is what it is. We got Al-Qadim Mohammed. And I want to talk about trades. Let's get into trades. I do believe the Lions going to make a trade at the trade deadline. This is going to be the year. I have been before saying I don't think they would do it. I don't think they would do it. I don't think they would do it. This is the year I think they're going to make a decent trade at the trade deadline. I could see them, for real, getting Trey Hendrickson. But you got to understand that the 49ers are going to be looking for a pass rusher. They're probably going to get Trey. They would probably give up a second to get Trey Hendrickson and I don't think the Lions would go that high. Maybe a Kayvon Thibodeau. I don't know. Some sort of pass rusher or even a corner. So this trade deadline is going to be intriguing because the Lions got money. They got 2 5th and 2 6th-round picks. And we know for a fact, we all know now, there's no way all those draft picks are going to make this team. There's no way. You would have a first, a second. I think you got a 4th, 2 5ths, and 2 6ths. And I don't even know if we got a 7th. There's no way, right? So I think the Lions potentially is going to take some of this draft capital that we have and go get a player that can help this team win this year. And I'm all for it. I want you guys in the comments right now. I'm all for it. What do you guys think? I'm all for it. Why is that? We can win a Super Bowl this year. This is the best roster on this team that I've ever seen. The defense is really good. Alim McNeill is coming back. Joshua Pascal eventually is going to come back. We haven't injured a DJ Reed, but he'll come back. He'll be back probably after the bye week. If you could get a pass rusher or a lock or another corner of that, you would send this defense to be a top 10 defense, the number 1 rank offense, and the special teams the last 2 weeks has really showed out to be pretty damn good. So I think that the Lions should make a move for a player. I don't know what, but I think corner or edge makes sense. Especially with Davenport already showing he's injured. Like he can't withstand. Because remember, they were expecting him to be on this team to be a major contributor. And we love Al-Qadim Mohammed. I do, but you want still more, right? You still want waves of pass rushers. And you want this defense. Derek, it's only for $17 million. If you're to trade for Trey Hendrickson right now, it's $17 million you're on the hook for. That's cheeks. That's nothing. That's nothing right now. Before the trade, if they were to do that to the trade deadline, $17 million. I'd do that for a Super Bowl? Shit. That ain't nothing, man. We got the money for it, and it's a 1 year. So it's not going to affect next year. That's what I keep saying. Or if they wanted to do like a Thibodeau, you would have to trade probably, I don't know what it would take to get him. But his contract would be nothing. He's still on his rookie deal. And you would have a pass rusher. I don't know if they would do that. Or another one or something like that. But I think that would be smart. Or if they wanted to go another corner, if they're afraid Terrion Arnold is not going to take that next step. Right? I think the Lions make a move at this deadline. I've been saying for a while they wouldn't, or, the last couple years, I'm like, I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I think it's a little bit different this year. Because and this is why I say this. Here is what's different from this year. What I have noticed with this coaching staff. you can tell this is a Super Bowl window. How the way they talked about Terrion Arnold, like we ain't got time for this. If he's injured, he needs to be out. He needs to step up. This is what they're saying now about their players. It's not there is no giving them passes anymore. It's they're expected to play at a high level. And you can see that there's now an urgency a little bit. I see a little bit of urgency. When Davenport went down and Dan Campbell spoke about it, he looked irritated. So these are the type of things I'm seeing a little bit different than what I've seen in the past. Plus, considering the fact that I do believe that Lions could beat the Eagles right now. I think the Lions could beat the Eagles right now. I think the Lions can beat the Rams right now. And the Packers right now. I think they can. And if the Lions win, I do believe we win on Sunday, right? So we're going to go 4-1. What if we go to Kansas City and win? 5-1. You're back home. Tampa at home. Maybe, and that's a huge game before the bye week. And I think the Lions can win that game. 6-1, right? If you would have said 6-1 at the bye week, I would have said I didn't believe the Lions would be 6-1 at the bye week. And I believe that the Lions could go 11 wins, 11, 12 wins. If they get to 6-1 before the bye week, those numbers can go up, and I think that the Lions could compete for that number 1 seed. Remember, we got to face the Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I don't care that the Eagles are undefeated right now. We can go into Philadelphia and beat them right now. I believe we can. Their offense ain't running on all cylinders. Derek, but that money is not going to affect next year. If you trade for a 1-year deal player, it affects this year. It does not affect Brian Branch, doesn't affect Aiden Hutchinson. It doesn't affect anything. It's a 1-year deal. It would affect just this year. So it doesn't affect Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, all of that. It doesn't. That's what I'm looking at. Just like we traded last year for Carlton Davis for the team. We traded a 3rd-round pick. It was a 1-year deal. His contract didn't affect us this year. The Lions could do the same thing with a trade deadline. They can do that. And there is players. We heard about Tariq Woolen could potentially be on the trade block, right? There's players out there. Why not do it? Our draft picks are not going to make the team. Not all of them. There's no way. We already had a hard time, the draft picks making the team this year. The roster is going to be even better. And we got more picks this year. So it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. They could look at, there's a lot of bad teams out there, too, with talent, right? You got the Miami Dolphins, they're butt cheeks. They got some talent over there. The Cleveland Browns are butt cheeks, at least on offense. The Saints are butt cheeks, right? There's some butt cheeks in the Giants. Maybe they could sell. So, why not? Bradley's Chubb, Steve, I don't know his contract likens, but I would have to look into the contract. But, hey, for the Dolphins, he's right there. And it'd probably be super ass cheap, a 6th-round draft pick. I love always right there. We have a great team, just a couple tweaks. Exactly. Right now, we're it's in it. Wouldn't cost anything really for the Lions. That much. But this is the best roster, the best coach team. I think the Detroit Lions franchise has ever had is the 2025. Right now. This moment, this is the best team that we have ever had. So let's go get there and host a Lombardi trophy. Let's do it. O-line, D-line, cornerback, up development quarterback. Yeah, O-line, I'm actually pretty happy about because we got Kayudi Eoshika back there, and at some point Miles Frazier will be back there, and I trust Frank Haley very well. So I won't worry about offensive line. Defensive line, again, we do got Pascal coming back, right? So that we do have a Davenport at some point. But their injury, it's consistent injury. So if you can get a guy, on the end of the rookie deal or a cheap out of a 1-year deal, it doesn't have to be even a big name. It doesn't have to be a big name. Just throwing names out there, right? It doesn't have to be. Za'Darius Smith wasn't a big name at the trade deadline last year, but he helped out, right? So, and it didn't cost much. Same with the cornerback position. Doesn't have to be a big name, but a nice depth piece. Look, Rock Ya-Sin, we got him in free agency. He was a great pickup, right? He wasn't no big name, but damn, he's a good depth piece. That's why I'm not too worried. I know we're going to get burnt sometimes on Sunday, but I have faith in our backups. I have faith in Rock Ya-Sin, in a Meek Robertson. Not too much faith right now in Terrion Arnold, but I got faith in those guys, and I have faith that Brian Branch could go in the slot if need be. That's what's good about the depth. That's what's good about having players, not necessarily the biggest names in the world, that can hold the fort down. That's the whole point. And we're great, like at depth, we're effing great right now all over, but there's just a couple spots the Lions could get. Yeah, this is one of the best lines we've had. Period. Jared Goff has not been sacked in 3 games. That's insane. He may not get sacked on Sunday. The defensive line for the Bengals sucks, and they just lost Shamar Stewart. It could be 4 games in a row him not being touched. So yeah, we lost Zeitler, and I didn't think the offensive line would be this good this fast. I got to keep it a buck. I did not think that would be the case, but they got good fast. And every game they're getting better. And if they didn't allow a sack against Myles Garrett and company, I'm not worried. And they're only going to get better. We're going to be able, and folks, our defensive line is great in stopping the run. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They're having problems running the football. We're getting Alim McNeill coming back. DJ Reader. Tyleik Williams, who is doing great. You can't run on us. Jack Campbell, out of his damn mind right now in run defense. They're going to have to beat us in the air. It's going to be hard to do when they're not passing the ball that well. And by that time, DJ Reed is back. It'd probably be DJ Reed and Meek Robertson, 1-2, and then Terrion Arnold wherever. Then you got the Lions. We're a juggernaut right now. We're a juggernaut. Let's win a Super Bowl. And I think this year is different. If the Lions were to get home field advantage, I think there'd be a different feel because of what happened last year. And our defense is so much better. Not just with the players, but with the scheme. We're smoking teams. And I told you guys that because I was hearing the reports in training camp. I said this defense can be good. And it's way better than last year. It's 9 days better than last year. Man, Jack Campbell right now is looking an elite, man. He looks so fast out there in how he attacks the runner. They're just playing out of their mind right now. Get 1 more piece, or even 2 more pieces. Get a Brian Burns from New York. Do that. You do something like that. we could have a top 5 defense, a number 1 rank offense, and a top 5 special teams. It would be so hard to beat us. And again, this team right now, I feel, could beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I do believe right now we're the best team in the NFC. I think we could beat the Packers. If it was on a mutual field, I think we would beat the crap out of them now. I think we would beat the Eagles down by 10 points. The Lions are on all cylinders right now. It's a machine out there on offense and defense. The only problem is Terrion Arnold's pass interference. That's really it. But it is a machine out there right now. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your 2 points. I've been on doing YouTube for this is my 7th season. I keep it a buck, but when I look at this team, it's a machine. Let's go out there and get the damn Super Bowl, man. And if we go out there and say we just trade for an edge, a Brian Burns or a cornerback, and it's a 1-year deal trade, so what? Our whole damn core team is still going to be here next year with more draft picks. We'll still be a dominant. We could be a dynasty. The team, we are now a complete physical offense and defense. They have gotten, Dan Campbell has gotten his coaches right. I had question marks, and I am glad they've been answered, but every move that they have done has been the correct move with the coaching staff specifically. And it looks great out there. It's a machine. He says, I go further, potentially the best team in the NFL. Right now, if I look at it, it's Bills, Lions, Super Bowl. So, let's get more players and not just get to a Super Bowl, but beat them. Josh Allen's elite. He's elite. You need to have elite defense to slow down Josh Allen. I think if we get 1 or 2 more players, we can do that. I look at the schedule, and the Lions should be favored in every damn game because that's how good we are. I don't give a damn if it's on the road or at home. I honestly like playing on the road more now. We don't get injured as much when it's on grass. And all this idea that, the Lions are an indoor team and Jared Goff can't, that's bullcrap. That's bullcrap. Jared Goff has proven he is great in the cold. When he was throwing dimes in a freaking hurricane in Green Bay last year, I don't want to hear it. When he won in Green Bay when it was 0 degrees, I don't want to hear it. When he goes to Kansas City and beats Patrick Mahomes, I don't want to hear it. He goes late to San Francisco last year, I don't want to hear it. We can beat anybody in any terrain, cold or hot, anywhere. We could beat him in the effing landfill, just like Dan Campbell said. Why is that? Because we're physical. Physical travels. Bully football travels. It's good in the wind. It's good in the cold. It's good in the hot. It's good in the rain. Because you just beat the crap out of teams. Yeah, I don't care. Jared Goff has earned my respect so much. I consider him the best Lions quarterback ever. I don't care what people say. You could be controversial. You can say Matthew Stafford. I don't care. He's earned my respect from top to bottom, from how he got here, how he elevated his status to an elite play caller. And when I watch him on the field, he looks like Peyton Manning changing the plays. He is an elite reader of defenses. That is a fundamental lack in the quarterback hierarchy that everybody talks about, the legs, the mobility. You got to be mobile. You have to be mobile. That makes you an elite quarterback. Just the mobile. You know what? That can help you be elite, but you want to know what? There's other parts of a quarterback's game that could be great, that can elevate you to a different level, i.e. reading a defense and know exactly what they're going to do and where to throw the football and be patient in the pocket. And Jared Goff takes hits while throwing the football. Folks, he is an elite reader of defenses. Watch him, and Jared Goff's not that good. Watch him on the offensive line, reading everything, audibling it, pointing everybody where to go. That's why he is so damn good. He doesn't need to run around. He just is mobile in the little pocket that he has. Boom. First down. So he says, since Bobby Lane, I'm just going to go, he's the greatest quarterback we ever had, because I want to tell you something. This is what I truly do believe. This is the year Lions win a Super Bowl. This is the year they do it. This is the most dominant team we've ever had, and the coaches and players are locked in. They're not looking past Cincinnati. And they're not looking past anybody. They are effing locked in. And I loved how John Morton said, you ain't never seen a run game like us. Jim Short says, you never seen a defensive line like us. Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs, we had over 100 yards rushing. Jahmyr Gibbs, six something a carry. Get out of here. Yeah, you clogged the middle. You stop David Montgomery. Okay. Clog the edges then. You can't. Oh, you want to lock down the edges? Okay, we got David Montgomery down the middle. How do you stop that? We're the most universal offense since the Rams, the 90s Rams, since the greatest show on turf. This is the most universal offense. By record, look at the records. 33.5 points per game. Second in NFL history. We have a 1999 Super Chat. Ultra Combo. Thank you so much, my guy. Day 12-ish. He says, vet to vet, love you, man. Army strong, baby. Thank you so much for serving our country, and God bless you. I go to group every Monday. I talk to other veterans, and we just talk about our stuff at the VA, and I'm a big proponent of showing love to our veterans always. If you ever need anyone to reach out to, you reach out to a veteran around you or the VA, myself. We're here for you. The unaliving rate of a veteran is the highest in all of the population in the United States. The unaliving rate. 25 or 25 people a day. So it's a big deal to me. So thank you much for your super chat. God bless you and your family. OnePride said, I said it at the beginning of the year. The only team on the schedule that can beat the Lions is the Lions. Green Bay game proved that. Yeah, it did prove it. And that was our one bad game when we had new OC, new DC, new offensive line, not having Frank Ragnow. That's all we had? I thought it'd be way worse. I got to keep it a buck. I thought the offensive line would still have issues to this point. I just cannot believe they've got 3 new players in there, and it took 1 week to go from poor to the most dominant offensive line in football. I don't know what Fraley is getting paid. Coach Fraley. Triple his salary after this season, please. He is probably the most beloved coach right now besides Dan Campbell on here because he gets the most out of everything he touches. He is an amazing coach of the offensive line. Amazing. Prediction for this game. Bengals fans, I feel for you. I don't hate your team at all. I want your team to succeed. When you guys went to the Super Bowl, I was rooting for you like it was the Detroit Lions. Why is that? we've never won a Super Bowl. Our fan base, the Cleveland Browns fan base, Jacksonville Jaguars fan base, your fan base, suffering fan bases, I want to win. I love it. I think I want your team to win. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen on Sunday for your team, and it's probably not going to happen this year. Terrible luck with injuries to your quarterback, Joe Burrow. They need to build your offensive line and protect that damn quarterback, or he's going to be Andrew Luck. In this game prediction, it's not disrespecting your team, but I have the Lions winning 48-13. I think the Lions are going to nearly put a 50 burger on you guys. 48-13. I don't know if you're going to be able to, we're going to punt in this game. The way that I seen you guys get decimated in run defense, there is absolutely no chance you're going to stop this offense, because we're just going to beat the living pound out of that defensive line. And it's going to wear on your team like it has worn on every team. And your defense is the worst defense in football. And our offense is the #1 ranked offense in football. You guys may have to go for it on 4th down every single time. I think that, and to Lions fans here, expect the unexpected. Expect trick plays from the Bengals. Expect a fake punt. Expect going for it on 4th down. Expect bombs for penalties. Okay? They're going to do everything. Why? Because they know for a fact they have the only way to win is by the Lions absolutely having dog crap luck and them winning on every single magical play humanly possible. And I just don't see that happening. So I don't see Jared Goff getting touched. Matter of fact, I see us running a lot in this game. I think the Lions will probably run 30 times and pass 22 times. Something like that. I expect turnovers. Jake Browning's going to turn the ball over. Why is that? Because we get turnovers. We may get fumbles because our defensive line is scary. Ada Hutchinson is now back to being Aiden Hutchinson. Lisa Dorenzo says 51-19. Very possible. This, to me, it really feels like the Tennessee Titans game last year. It's just like you're going into this, and I expect a slaughterhouse. That's what I expect. It's just a mismatch, beyond mismatch. Yes, you guys got Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins, and I think that's awesome. And I do think that Browning's going to chuck, and they probably will get some big plays. Pass interferences. They probably will. And that's going to happen. But you're going to have to keep up with the Lions. Even if they're to do this the Lions may score on every offensive drive. So they would have to get lucky that much. Restore the roar. What's going on, man? But I don't want to get too cocky because Kansas City is starting to get better. So I think that game now in Kansas City is going to get a little bit tougher. That's why I expect Alim McNeill to make his debut versus Kansas City. When Alim McNeill comes back, I am so excited for this defensive line. How the hell are you going to stop this? How in God's... Alim McNeill's awesome, man. Aiden Hutchinson, Alim McNeill, DJ Reader, Tyleek Williams, Al-Qadim Mohammed. That's a scary-ass defensive line, man. I'm not going to lie. That right there, that's scary. And if Davenport can come back on the field, he is talented. I think Joshua Pascal is actually talented when he's healthy on the field. Well, at least stopping the run. He's pretty good on setting the edge. I really like him setting the edge. Not so much in pass rush. But this is good. Man, look. Some of the Lions players watch this. J-Mo watches the show. Big shout out to J-Mo. Love you, man. I'm on your side. I knew it was just a fluke. I expect play-action bombs to J-Mo in this game. If you're watching this, make one move before the trade deadline. 1 or 2 moves. You guys could do it. This team right here is championship material. Let's finish. Let's just give that confidence boost. One more piece. One more piece. Oof. We can go down in history. We can go down in history and finally host a Lombardi Trophy. The dreams that we have been waiting our entire lives. I think it could happen this year. I do. I do think the Lions will make a trade. I don't know what, but I think Brad Holmes, I think Dan Campbell, they know this. This is different. It's a different feel to it. I'm not going to come on here. I have no intel. I just got the feel. Got the feel that they're going to make a move, and I don't know what type of move, but I do think they make a move. Could be a corner. It could be an edge. I don't care. I would love for them to get a corner. If they were to get a corner that doesn't even have to be elite. Doesn't have to be. Right? Just someone like a Carlton Davis type. I mean, that's just having another player back there that if there's an injury, you have security. DJ Reed goes down. Right now, we don't have 1,000% security, right? I'm cool, Rock Ya-Sin. I think the Lions will do fine. But when you just like one more, right, and then one more edge, just in case. What's up, guys? I wish these shows would come on there and make their senses. Donkey Kong. I have been saying on this channel since I've been on here, they wouldn't make a trade. They wouldn't make a trade. They wouldn't make a trade. I'm telling you, they made a trade last year for Zadarius Smith. They're going to make one this year before the trade deadline. I don't care if you don't like it, then don't watch. Don't care. You probably watched when I said, yeah, the Lions will trade up for Terrion Arnold. Yeah, you didn't mock me then, right? I said the Lions would trade up for Terrion Arnold, right? I said that they would draft Jahmyr Gibbs. I said they'd draft Jack Campbell. I said they would take Penei Sewell, right? I was mocked when I said they would take Okudah. You probably one of those mocked me too. You probably mocked me with Terrion Arnold too. So go ahead and do it. See you during the trade deadline. Let's see you make a video on here and back it up because I have over 2,000 videos and I back up pretty much. I would say when I make a statement, it's pretty damn good. Steve Likens, what did you become a Lions fan? I was 6 years old, so 1991. 1991. Super chat from Yeah, It's Me, Matt. Who wins in a fight, the Predator or John Wick? I'm taking John Wick, man. I'll take John Wick. He eliminated people with a pencil. People with the pencil. When you could do it with a pencil. And Arnold Schwarzenegger took out the Predator. So I think that he could as well. Hashtag pretty damn good it is. Look. Oh, yeah. I forgot. I remember being mocked by everybody when I said, man, I would love to draft Justin Herbert out of Oregon. I said he could be like a Matthew Stafford. Oh, he's a bum. Everybody say he's a bust. He's a bust because you listen to Todd McShay and all that. And I'm like, have you watched the game? He's actually really good. Nah, he's a bust. He's a bust. You don't know what you're talking about, Mike. Okay. Y'all wanted Tua. I wanted Justin Herbert. You wanted Isaiah Simmons. I said they were going to draft Jeffrey Okudah. Yeah, it's me. He can cover himself in the mud and beat mercifully. Yeah, he could. But would the Predator go in the building? You can't fight in the building. They can sit there and have a drink at the bar. It's always great to have backups in place, 1,000%. Why? We got that right now. We picked a... Look at our backups right now. Rock Ya-Sin. Do you guys like him as a backup? I thought that was a great free agent pickup. An amazing free agent pickup. It didn't cost crap, but yet he's going to be productive on Sunday, right? There you go. Cheap backup. He's better than Kindle Vildor as when he was on here. I am fine with him. That didn't cost much. It was a good move. Right? Like, jeez. Hey, I'm fine with Jared Goff now, but I was just saying, man, like, it's not just going out and saying something. Do the research, take the time, do your own research. Don't just listen to me. Don't take it from me. Do your own research. Lions got the second highest cap right now. Next year we have, I think, the second worst. Okay? We got $42 million in cap space. They can roll over. I think they'll roll over about $25 million for next year. They have money right now. For this year, not for next year. So they can make a trade for this year. And it doesn't have to be a big-ass name with a big contract. It could be a rookie on a rookie year on his fifth-year deal. Cheap-ass thing. It could be a low-end cornerback. You still got the money. You got, what, $17 million you can play with. It doesn't affect Aiden Hutchinson, Brian Branch, Sam. It doesn't affect anything this year. It doesn't affect. They did it with Carlton Davis. They did it with Zadarius Smith. The Lions don't make big trades. They don't? I've heard that many times. We don't make trades at all. I don't know. I thought the Jared Goff Stafford trade was really good. Trading up for Jamison Williams was really good. They're extremely trade in the draft. They're trading left or right. As every year they're trading up and down in the draft. There's been a couple of bad trades. The Trinity Benson trade in year one of the regime was cheeks. That was a trade. Zadarius Smith, a trade. Kicking it with OG Kimber on Friday night. That's right, man. That's right. We do make trades. It's just not, we don't make a Micah Parson trade. And I'm glad we didn't make the Micah Parson trade. They got all the love. They're Super Bowl champions. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. What did I say about the trade? What did I say? It's one player. I'm still not worried about Green Bay more than I am about the Philadelphia Eagles. But you want to know what? They gave up a boatload of money and 2 first-round picks. If they don't win a Super Bowl with Micah Parsons, that will go down as a failed trade. And I don't believe this year they're going to do that. So no, I don't mind them not doing a trade like that. I don't want them to do a trade like that. It's a dumbass trade, right? Now, I mean, for us it would be 2 first-round picks. We can't do that because the why we're going to be good for years. This is why everyone keeps saying, how long is the window open? As long as it wants to be. As long as you draft good, your window will always be open. Predominantly, we draft well. There's been some players it hasn't worked out for. Joshua Pascal, Levi and Wuzurike right now. Terrion Arnold, it's not looking too good. It's still year 2. We give them 3. Oh, well, but generally speaking, we draft right? Like, so we have these first-round picks. I don't want to give them up because I know what Brad Holmes can do. I don't want to give up no 2 first-round picks. Would you want to do that? Hell no. Look what we get with first-round picks. Jack Campbell, Jahmyr Gibbs, Penei Sewell. I probably already said Tyleik Williams, first-round pick. He's looking good. Like, I don't want to give that crap up. So, no, I didn't want to do a trade like that. And then and Brad Holmes ain't going to do a trade like that. Cash strap your team for the next 4 years, 5 years with a gigantic, that's not going to happen. Would Micah Parsons made us great this year? Great. It probably would. It would destroy the team after that. I want to be a good team, and so does Brad Holmes, every single year. Franchises that are consistently good. That's what I want this team to be. A consistent winner. Not just a winner here and there, but a consistent winner. So making small trades, good. Making big trades with big cap hits, losing draft picks, it has to be a good one, like we did with the Jared Goff trade. That was the greatest trade. That was the best trade for this team ever. Greatest trade this franchise has ever made was that trade. It sparked the dynasty. Because I think the Lions win the Super Bowl this year. I do think they make a trade. It doesn't have to be a big trade. They can get they could get a pass rusher like a Thibodeau or whoever the hell. They could do that. It's not going to be anything. If the Jags were bad, I'd look that way, but they're actually pretty good this year. You just got to look at the bad teams. But we've built it right. Unlike look how Chicago built. They didn't build it right. They made all these effing trades for these offensive linemen, and it didn't even work out. We just draft our guys. Mahogany, 6th round. Tate Ratledge, 2nd round. Miles Frazier, 5th round. Mahogany looks great. I didn't want great. We're building the team the correct way through the draft and supplement with free agency and via trade. This team is amazing. That's what it's awesome to see. It would have hurt. It would have hurt. It would have destroyed Brian. And by the way, that's another reason why I never would have done it. That Micah Parsons trade would have ended Brian Branch. Nope. Brian Branch, to me, is the most valuable player on defense. I know a lot of people like Hutchinson the most. I like Brian Branch the most. He's extremely versatile. I want him to be in Detroit until he retires. That's how good he is. He could be the best safety in football right now. Best safety in football. He could do it all. He could do it all. I mean, his game is top-notch. So I would not have done that trade because that would have spelled the end of him here. Hell no. I will take my guy, my safety that we drafted in Brian Branch 100 times over on Micah Parsons. Herman Valenti said we should trade Brian Branch for Trey Hendrickson and a draft pick. Hell no. Hell no. Never traded Brian Branch. He needs to be a lifer, man. He needs to be. I love Glover Quinn. I love him way more than Glover Quinn, and Glover Quinn was my favorite safety. I like Diggs, too, when he was a safety. But Brian Branch is the best. He's the best tackler you've seen since Joe Montana. That's funny. Joe Montana. Yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing. A 6th round pick. I had Mahogany as a 2nd round grade. That's a late 2nd, 3rd round grade. And we got him in the 6th round. That was a huge steal. I remember in the draft, I was like, holy crap, dude, guys, we just got a Pro Bowler in the 6th round. And he is. He's that good. Carlos Manures is the worst. The dude's just a hater. He made an article, the heat is on Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, could they be fired? Are you effing kidding me? They ain't getting fired, man. It's the greatest personnel we've ever had. You have lost your damn mind. He liked Matt Patricia. He's just evil. You like Patricia but don't like Dan Campbell? Get out of here, man. You a Packers fan or something, bro. Branch and Jack Campbell. Dude, I tell you what, he is becoming elite. Jack Campbell, we're watching this year, him really taking that next step. I was thinking, he's not going to get a giant bag after this year. Yeah, I think he's going to get a giant bag at linebacker. He's going to the Pro Bowl. That's, he will. He's playing at a high level. All our linebackers are. I told everybody Derek Barnes was not overpaid. Alex Anzalone, Derek Barnes, and Jack Campbell. That's a hell. Then you got Grant Stewart, a backup, free agent pickup, low-end free agent pickup. That's awesome. This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be a big move, but yet the player fits the team. If we have an injury to Alex Anzalone, Derek Barnes, or Jack Campbell, I'm confident Grant Stewart can come in, and it's not going to be too much of a drop-off. So they've done good. Let's just do that now with the edge and maybe one more corner. That's all you got to do. If they do one of those, I will be happy. This defense right now is ranked 12. I think we can, if they were to do something like that, I think you can jump in the top 5. And at that point, I don't know. I think you can win a Super Bowl. I mean, I think it would be this team would be dominant. It'd be hard to beat. Remember, we got to face these teams. We got to face Philadelphia. That game is going to be the tiebreaker, right? We got to face Green Bay again. We got to beat them. Let's have the most talent on the roster, and that's at the, that's after the trade deadline, right? That's a while. If we lose to Kansas City, I'm not going to be too upset about it. It's an AFC team. I don't think we do. I think we win. The Lions are sitting pretty. I was thinking they would be 4-2 at the bye week, or 3-3. I forgot what I want, but if they go in there 6-1, 5-2, they're sitting damn pretty to win the division. That means you have to win on Sunday, in which I do believe, and I do believe the Lions will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. I don't see Baker Mayfield. I'm sorry. He's going to get sacked a lot with this defensive line. He holds onto the ball just a little bit too long, and I know Valenti loves this guy, but he's going to have a hard time in Detroit. And I think the Lions will be ready for that. Going to the bye week 6-1, that would be ridiculously good. Because look, the Lions got to face basically all the playoff teams in the NFC, right? We got to face Green Bay, Tampa Bay. We got to face Philadelphia. There they are. Those are the teams that we got to really compete. Washington, even though they've kind of fall off a little bit, we got to face them as well. 49ers, we don't face them, but I don't know if what they're doing is sustainable. We got to face the Rams, too. So we're facing all the teams we got to face in the playoffs. And if we go out there and smoke them, you can tell you, man, the Lions can go to the Super Bowl. Period. If you go beat Philadelphia, you can go to the Super Bowl. You beat Philadelphia in Philadelphia, there you go. You go to L.A. and you beat the Rams there you go. Home on Thanksgiving versus the Packers, I think we get a revenge there. Then I don't think anybody can stop us. I think it'd be Lions can only stop the Lions at that point. Lions stop the Lions. But I've been on for over an hour, folks. I wanted to go on and hang out with you guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out in the super chats. God bless you. I'll be live on Sunday, 3:25. The game is at 4:25.